particularly weddings, but also baby namings and funerals. We offer a chaplaincy service, and for the reason that you are here today, we also get involved in a number of projects, which for us puts us in touch with young people and allow us to communicate our message. We have several other campaigns, currently focusing a lot on assisted dying, which we feel should be available for those who are incurably suffering in Malta. We are a part of the Voice for Choice Coalition and several other campaigns, particularly good sex education. Why I feel this is so important, what we are saying today, what we are focusing on. Ultimately, I think science and human rights is really something at the core of humanism. We have always been promoters of science as a principle, as skeptics, as ways of helping people have better lives. But I think it's always important to see science in its context. I think this is crucial, and we emphasize this here, because ultimately if you detach science from human rights and from the right ethics, we know that things can go very bad. Because ultimately science gives us power, a lot of power in this universe that we operate within. So once you detach it from something which gives you a framework to work within, it can get dangerous. So I think this message is very important as science continues to grow so strong, and the results that we get gives us incredible access to nanotechnology and lots of exciting, but at the same time almost technologies that make you feel a bit cautious. Okay. Can we stop here, and I will let you think.
So as Humanists Malta a few years back, we saw the importance of getting involved in projects. We had something also locally projects, and one particular was about ethics as well, and it did well, and we are still using the material that we brought up from that, and we are distributing this in schools, in centers, and it seems that out there is quite a bit of terrorists for ethics and things to deal with existentialism. But that's something that you can ask us more about it in the grades, right? And why we wanted to get more into projects? Because like that we can also involve more young people. We can't be always the same adults. We need young people to start to think in a humanistic way. And it shows that when you talk out there to young people, many of them, they are already humanists at core. Many of them, they already are the advocates of human rights. So sometimes they want to put people together. And about 2 years ago, we had our first Erasmus Plus participation project, where it was called Science Civicals, and it was about active. So, what was this project about? Contrary to the first project, this is quite a bigger project now, and it has several sections. So, what every partner had to do, first of all, they had to do a desk research. So, basically, what we did is we went there to see what there is already out there about science and human rights. And you start to see a bit of research of what is happening, and some of the essential points are already listed in the Guidebook. Then what we did as well is a field research where we made a Google form and we distributed it between young people. And then we tell also some of the results from that material. We see some of the results. Where it needs to be here. And two other factors that kept emerging when we are talking about science and human rights are engineering and mathematics as well. Right? and of course, human rights and rule of law. These were of the use that we gave them this research, which was mostly like thinking and we also had to write. Still a nation in the Maltese society. It's like not available to everyone at the same level, for sure. I'm very happy in this project that we also have someone from Bozo, because how many projects we have? Malta, no? But many times Bozo and the young people in Bozo remain not touched by it. But instead, this project had the occasion also to have someone from Bozo, which meant that this young person from Bozo has the knowledge. He also went to Romania, the exchange, and from there he could pass on this knowledge to other Bosnians. So that is already moving on. And in particular, minority groups mentioned that discrimination still exists quite big time when it comes also to healthcare services and accessibility to education. So here we are seeing marginal groups, right, like migrants, right? So they feel that there is this divide. And also on the positive side, from this research it was shown that big advancement and benefits have come out, including areas like healthcare, microbiology, birth control, HIV, and also when it comes to the environment. We have seen that somehow science is helping in these sectors, and this is just also from the research of the article. All right. What was also particularly mentioned, like on the conscience level, is that these two sciences, human rights, should not be against each other, but they should complement each other. So even to the youngsters that were interviewed, they have this sense immediately of it. And it was like always very much on the forefront. All right, well, next, shall we move to one of the participants' experience? I am here referring to Andrew. He's the adopted one of the group, and he will tell us a bit about his experience in this one. Thank you.
So, hello, my name is Azzopardi. I'm also. This is my first time doing a volunteer project with this much interactive. So, for my experience and to describe the experience, I want to thank the Humanists Malta for providing such an infrastructure, because without it, I would have not been able to participate and have the backing power from. So my experience was that we went to Romania, using all of the participants. So we had icebreakers and energizers to get us going, to be more interactive, to have more of a push to participate and engage with the sessions. So for me, I am an individual who's always learning, but going to this activity still gave me new insight in human rights. As a scientific person, an engineer, I feel that these activities gave me a big insight on human rights and allowed me to interact in such a way with the other sessions. ASMR also provided us not only with the knowledge of human rights and the marriage of human rights with science, but they also provided us with the field of training other people. So we created slides. These are some pictures from the activities, but in here I want to show that we were given the opportunity to present some slides to the other colleagues, and we were given exposure to this experience before passing on the knowledge to our lectures. During our lectures. So, yes, I think I learned a lot from this voluntary activity. I made a lot of friends. I discovered more within myself, more information about myself. I grew. And also I want to thank Humanists, ASUR, and also the other colleagues for giving such an amazing experience. I think that's all.
Thank you, Andrew.
Thank you.
Now, our next speaker will be Rafel Grima. So now we shall be having a look at the guidebook itself. Okay, I know you do not have time to read it here, of course. And you can have a copy with you, of course, and if you have, for other colleagues, we have some extra copies. And then anyone who would like also soft copies, which we will be needing, please contact us through our socials, all right, or our website. We are pretty much available, and we can pass you the soft copy of it. Thank you. Now I leave you in the mighty hands of Rafel Grima.
Okay, so my name is Rafel Grima, and I'll be introducing the guidebook. The guidebook has, I believe, 5 sections in it, and the first section relates science and human rights. Just a brief background from myself. Obviously, entering this project does not come out of vacuum. I was part of the first Erasmus project in Romania, in Bucharest, and obviously it was a quite a fruitful experience because I ended up going the second time. At this time we were in the center of Romania, around the region of Transylvania and Sinai, which is a very beautiful area of Romania. There's a lot of castles, quite beautiful castles actually. A bit about myself. I am a graduate of Maths and Physics. I graduated with a BSc in Maths and Physics, and I'm currently studying to become a mathematics teacher at the University of Malta. And so this project made a lot of sense to me, partly also because I am an activist with Movement Graffiti. I'm also a member of Humanists Malta, but mainly my work resides in the organization of Graffiti. And I thought this would be an excellent experience to put into practice two things which I like, which is science. So my dissertation was in physics, so this felt very much at home. And at the same time, human rights, which is, at the end of the day, at the base of any form of activism. And to start off our guidebook, I think I will go slowly to the two keywords or key phrases in this project, which is science and human rights. I won't take notes. I think then the interplay and the connection between the two will develop automatically throughout the presentation. Science, in my view and in our view as participants in this project, stems from our interest in the natural world, no? In the physical world. So science is developed by observation mainly of the body, animals, and nature, and also the interest of things that we cannot see. As a physicist, I'm very aware that a lot of things which form part of nature are actually things we cannot see, and sometimes it's taken us thousands of years to actually understand. And in the project we defined science to be a branch of many subjects. No? So typically there is biology, chemistry, physics. We also include the maths in this case because it has a big role in understanding space, geometry, and also numbers, a representation of how we count basically. But interestingly, in the Guidebook we also include sociology and psychology, which are typically called social sciences. So already from the get-go we are already taking a very human rights approach to science itself. Science, as we were discussing before the presentation started, is a rigorous form of research. So science, in its core, has the scientific method as its way of conducting research. What is the scientific method? Briefly and in a very simple way, which there are many variations of it. Firstly, we encounter nature, we observe, we create hypotheses, or we encounter a problem which we cannot solve, and that's where, for example, engineering is a science in its place. We create the hypotheses, we do experiments and test those hypotheses through experimentation, or if we're talking about mathematics, we employ our so-called assumptions about numbers, and we then get results which we analyze and come to our own conclusions. The scientific method, in fact, is not a linear, supposedly it's not a linear method. It actually is first of all, it is a loop. So the scientific method recurs continuously, but it also requires sometimes planning, going back. If our hypothesis seems very weak, we go back to the planning stage of observation, creating a problem, so on and so on. And I think that's the way we define science in this project. We had quite an interesting discussion, and the definition you will find of science in the Guidebook, I would not completely agree with it, but I think that's a more personal point of view. I certainly believe that science has a social aspect to it and an ethical dimension to it, and it would be interesting that if you have time, you discuss with us in the future, or maybe it would be great what you think about the definitions and look at. The second aspect of this project, the other pivotal aspect of the project is human rights. So what are human rights? Human rights are actually not even 100 years old. And they were established in 1948 by the United Nations. And they established 30 human rights, of which 4 are fundamental. Some of the human rights that were established were the right to life, the right to shelter, the right to food, the right not to be tortured and enslaved. And I think it created a very good basis of what human life should be. At the end of the day, humanism, at its core values, has human rights. And humanism is very much an inspiration to human rights, because naturally humanism came from the time when the Enlightenment and around that period. And human rights as a convention, or rather as a declaration, are adopted by most of the countries in the world. There are only a handful which do not adopt them. And in some countries they are enforceable by law, in some others they are simply enacted into the constitution and are referred to. I think even if we look historically, human rights have led to some of the most pivotal changes in society in the past 50, 60 years. Also in Malta, we know that 10 years ago there was a recognition of LGBTIQ rights in Malta, and there was also the introduction of force in 2012. And this has come from two avenues, either through civic engagement and social engagement, or through political orders. Naturally, human rights also have the negative side of them. I think they are continuously discriminated around the world. Sometimes we think of countries who discriminate and exploit human rights as being countries which are not very much illegal. In fact, us as a nation, Malta as a nation, also exploit very some photos. And now I invite Mark Farrugia to continue.
Thank you.
discussing the importance of integrating science and human rights. So, sorry. So, as many of you may know, a lot of young people lack a grasp on the importance of science and human rights, and obviously this leads to a lack of critical thinking. This can lead to issues of misinformation and manipulation, and also the importance of science and human rights is crucial for active citizenship, and also by integrating science and human rights, this space